To control the action in your simulations, you need to know how to create and edit object triggers. This video will show you how it is quick and easy to do this with the Yellowjacket Sting Simulation Editor. To start this video, we've prepared a shipping simulation with multiple objects, a path, and triggers that have all been added automatically. In addition to automatic triggers, you also have the option to add your own. If we select one of our objects, you'll notice that the trigger button on the toolbar activates, allowing us to add a trigger. We can also accomplish this by right-clicking on the object and choosing Add Trigger. As you can see, there are multiple types of triggers you can add, such as changing a color, adding pop-up text, changing visibility, and more. If we repeat this process on an object that has a path, such as our ship, you'll see that some additional trigger options have appeared. Let's go ahead and add a brand new trigger. Event triggers often drive the flow of the simulation within the Sting editor, and we'll set up an event trigger that will add some stops for our ship. We will go ahead and click on our ship and select Add Trigger. This time, we'll select the Pause trigger. Now, we will change the name to Trade and adjust the length of the pause from the default of 10 seconds to 3 seconds. We can easily jump to the appropriate tab by clicking the link in the property summary for the trigger. Next, we need to set up when the trigger will fire. We'll click on the Timing tab and choose to have the trigger fire when a specific event occurs. We will then specify that the event should occur based on the object's proximity to another object. Specifically, when the target object is less than 40 pixels from the trigger object. We will choose all 3 cities as target objects for the event. To finish, we'll click OK and then Done. If we look at the path of the ship, you'll see that our new pause trigger has fired each time the ship approaches a city, and that a timeout has been created for each of these events. These 3 timeouts can be viewed here on the timeline entry for the ship, and we can also see the new trigger in the trigger list along with the timeout count. Finally, we can see the timeouts displayed in the Timeout tab in chronological order. Now let's add a path trigger. A path trigger is the same as a normal trigger, except that it will fire based on an object's position rather than some other constraint such as an event or the simulation time. We'll start by right-clicking on the path that the ship follows prior to the first city, Montreal, and choose to add a path trigger. After making that selection, we'll have the ability to move both directions along the path to find the right spot for our trigger. Once we're happy with the positioning, a single click will finalize the location and bring up the Add Trigger window, allowing us to choose which kind of a trigger we want. For this demonstration, we'll choose to add a pop-up to our path. In the pop-up properties dialog that appears, we'll add text to our pop-up that reads, "The ship will stop to trade when it arrives at a city." We'll finish by clicking OK and then Done. You'll notice that the trigger locator remains on the path for the new trigger, and we can click on it to bring the properties dialog back up so we can make further changes if needed. Let's go ahead and wrap everything up by viewing our simulation. We will click the play button to launch the Sting player, and then clicking play again. To speed things along a little, I will also hit the fast forward button. Hopefully this video has allowed you to understand just how easy it is to add and edit triggers in your Yellowjacket Sting simulation. Thanks for watching.